Yeah, we're about to go live.
That's all right. Long as you ain't slow down.
Act like you got them skate. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live.
What's up, everybody? Real quick, I just want to do a quick introduction, man. Welcome to Coach Hayes Football, the WRE Live. All right, edition, man. We got a very special guest. I guess we're going to say in the building. All right, but before we get started, I do want to simply say that you got to bear with us a little bit here in Orlando. You know, we've had this hurricane coming through, and so we catching some of the bad weather and stuff that comes with that. So if you're not in Florida and you don't understand that, trust me, take my word for it. It gets bad. So we got to try and fight through this, and we definitely going to do that because, as you know, in football, you got to call an audible sometime to make it happen. So that's where we are right now. Do me a favor, man, if you are logged on here and if you're on Facebook as well as YouTube Live, make sure you give me a thumbs up in the comment section so I know everything sounds good and looks good. That way we can continue, and if I need to make any adjustments, I definitely can if I need to, as well as start a watch party on Facebook. And do me a favor and share out that link to everybody that you know that's on YouTube so we can get this thing growing. And if you are waiting around a little bit, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can grow this channel because it is growing out of control like a weed in the grass, man. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes here. Y'all see the numbers rolling, so we good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and knock this thing out. Let's get this thing rolling. We got a very, very special young man here with us today. Okay, as you know, WRE Live stands for Watch, React, and Evaluate. And I do drop those videos every day on the top talent across the nation. And basically, we watch it, I react to it, and I also evaluate their talent, and I give my pros and cons of their game, you know, based on my opinion, of course. And that's pretty much it, and we just have fun with it. It's lighthearted. And so now we do WRE Live, where I get a chance to bring these young athletes on here with me, talk to them a little bit, find out who they are, okay? And then we're going to break their film down with them live on here. And I think that's super exciting because that way we get to find out who this guy is, what is his mindset on the field, what is he thinking as a player. So for you fans out there or fans of the schools that these guys are going to, you actually know more about them than what you see on the highlight tape. You get that chance to actually learn a little bit about them. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right on into this gentleman, man. He's his name is Chase Lowery, and he's from Frisco, Texas. All right, so I'm going to bring him in right now, man. Everybody drop a thumbs up in the comment section and welcome him on in. All right, Chase, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach.
Good, man. I'm glad you're here with us, man. I'm glad you had a chance and opportunity to come by and talk with Coach Hayes on Coach Hayes Football, the WRE Live edition, man. So, again, I am excited about having you. And what I would like to do is, because we don't get a lot of opportunities, I say this to a lot of these players on here, and part of me doing this was getting a chance to, you know, learn who you guys are, right? Because, we get a chance to see you with your helmet on. We don't really know your face, you know, anything like that. We just know you are number 4, right? You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, we don't get the luxury of basketball and baseball where, you know, you get a close-up of the guys and they talk to them and so forth. But anyway, so what I would like to know from you, and before we kind of get started, we are talking to Chase Lowery. I do want to know from you, who is Chase Lowery?
Chase Lowery, originally born in Dallas, Texas, of course, Dallas. Have a younger brother, Preston, and just like me, I would say loves football. That's in fact, that's the only thing he loves. Oh, besides that, and video games. Grew up, live here with both my parents, my mom and dad, Toya and James Lowery. I was something outside of football. I do say another sport, basketball and track. Both of those playing basketball basically all my life, saving with football. And then just another thing, well, most of my family from Indiana. That's a little bit about me.
From Indiana. Okay. So then what kind of person are you? We know what you can do on the football field, but what kind of person are you in the classroom? Let's talk about that a little bit, huh?
Sir. Good student. I was like really just laid back, just there. I asked the questions if necessary, but just if a teacher would say good student overall.
Good, man. That's awesome. Well, like I said, I can tell you are a good student because if you weren't, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. Now we are talking to Chase Lowery, right? And that is the same as Mike Lowery from Bad Boys, right?
We're here all the time.
I know you do, man. But that's good, man. That's Mike Lowery, right? I like it, man. Well, that's great. So, like I said, you wouldn't be in the position you're in if you didn't have those grades, and you are a commit to Arkansas, the Razorbacks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, like I said, we're talking about that, and then who you are. So now my next question is, I know COVID is a big deal out here now. A lot of schools or states, rather. I know Alabama is one of the states who I think they're going to start on time. Here in Florida has been pushed back. I think Texas, if I'm not mistaken, they've been trying to start on time. There's been a lot of back and forth and protest and a lot of fighting about starting, not starting. What are you doing right now so far as your kind of off season? Really, we about to get into the season. What does that look like for you?
So we started, we had like a strength and conditioning during the summer, and we started that on time. It was a little weird with COVID. Like, you had to wear your mask. When you got there, you were separated into like groups. Everyone was there, but you were just separated in the groups. You did your conditioning up on the field. Then it got down to like the indoor, and you started doing your workouts, your little group. And then, but it started getting difficult when, like, if someone got sick, say someone in that group got sick, which was lucky a good thing, because when a teammate got sick in that group, instead of everyone just leaving or something, everyone had been like, we're not having conditioning anymore, that group would just go, because like it was just that group only. He was only with that group the whole time. And then I would probably say the same as if it wasn't happening when it comes to like my position coach, because he did small groups and we just wore a mask. And that aspect of it was probably the same. But like the school part was a little bit weird.
I got you. So how are you guys doing now? Since they are you all still in groups right now? Or you kind of come together as a team? I mean, how are you guys in the training phase now?
Well, right now, last week was our last week because they announced, so there's 6A. There's all 6 divisions in Texas. It goes, and so 1 through 4A starts on time, and then 5 through 6A. And my school is 5A. We start practice September 7th, and our first games will be able to be played on September 24th. So like we have a break before practice kind of rolls around. So we have like a 3-week break, and then we come back and start doing a little workouts again when school starts.
Wow, that's crazy, man. They guys got you all over the place. So,
yes,
like I say, man, hey, it is what it is. So now you do it. I guess you guys are doing some Zoom type meetings, the online stream meetings and things like that. All right. So
yes,
let me ask you this. So you're going into now your senior year. Okay. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things, for example, what are some of the goals that you have for this upcoming season being your last ride, as they say?
Some goals I have for the season. On the defensive side of the ball, I want to get at least 55 tackles. My big goal for the defensive side is 7 interceptions. And then on the offensive side, at least 10 touchdowns, 1,000 receiving yards. And then for the return game, at least 5 return touchdowns.
Look at this cat. Huh? If I'm a coach, that's who I want on my team. I ain't mad at you, Chase. I love it, bro. I love it. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Let me see here. Guess what? You the honest truth right here, my man. Harris Yaksik. I hope I pronounced that correct. Said that boy Chase a dog. And he ain't lying, boy. He's not lying at all. Now, that's some goals that I must say. Let me ask you this so far as I mean, you named them all basically and how that goes. So let me ask you this in contrast to that, then what is the strength of your game? So what is it that you think that gave you this opportunity to be a commit to Arkansas? What did they see?
I would say something that the strength of my game is something that helps me separate myself from other DBs. I would say my ball skills, because usually at DB they say that's a reason you play. You drop something. There's a reason you play DB. But in my case, I think when the ball's in the air, my attitude, the ball's in the air, the ball better come down with me. If it doesn't come out of me, at least no one catches it. And
hey, so it's me or nothing, huh?
Yes, sir.
I'm loving that, man. All right, so your ball skills. Anything else?
Also, so I would say like my IQ for the game, because like my first position, it helped me a lot with DB. I used to play quarterback, and I think that right there helped me a lot, noticing things that like QBs do, and just noticing like formations, alignments, and all of that. I think that helps me a lot, like knowing where the ball is going to be placed, or knowing like what play is probably going to come, or like what the quarterback's thinking, like when we're in this certain like type of coverage or something. I think that helps me a lot when it comes to just in the game.
Exactly. Got a comment right here. Ken2C says, these are signs of a good leader, and I must agree with you 1,000% there, Ken2. Listen, I mean, the things you're saying is exactly what I guarantee a college coach wants to hear. But there's one thing I'm going to ask you now. Are you a film guy or you're on the field guy?
I would say I'm a field guy. I'm a field guy. On the field, it's just a little bit different. Like when I step on the field, like that flip switches. But also in the film room, because like film, it helps a lot because you know exactly what someone's tendencies are. Just from a game, you can rewind, break them down off the film before you even play. And then once you do that, when it comes to on the field, you already know what they're going to do. So it just makes it even more frustrating for whoever you're going against.
Exactly, man. I tell people this all the time. At that next level, you're going to spend way more time in the film room than you will on the grass any day. Trust me, you'll spend more time sitting in that chair with that cowboy remote going back and forth than you will on the grass any day, man, because that's how you learn. Like you said, you get opportunity to pick up tendencies. You get opportunity to pick up formations. You know, when number 7 is the outside Z receiver, now all of a sudden on this play, he's in the slot. Bing, 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 red flag. You know what I mean? Something goes off. So that's huge. That's huge right there. Go through a couple of comments before I do push this on. Coach Pruitt, what's happening, man? Got Coach with me, man. What's good, Coach? What's good with you, man? All right. Joe Khaleesi, what's good, Coach? What's going on with you, Joe? All right. Coach D.L. Clark, that's my girl right there. She says, Coach, this is a student of the sport. He is very committed to becoming better. I love it.
Thank you,
I love it. I love it. All right, so here's now my next question to you then. So now you told me what your strengths of your game are. What is the part of your game that you think that you can improve? Something that you say, okay, well, I can do X, Y, and Z, but I don't do well with A, B, and C.
Something that I would like to improve on, and I have been improving on this whole summer, is my off-ball technique, like all my off-ball man work, just helping me with my steps, how to keep my eyes on the corner or receiver, just all my all-ball, all my off-ball technique, everything like that. It's just because especially at Arkansas, I'm talking to Coach Carter. That's a lot of what they do, and so just getting better at that and preparing myself when I go off to college.
Great. Now explain to the viewers, because we have some people who are football players on here. We have some people who are coaches. We also have parents, and we also have some fans who are fans of the game, but they may not understand all of the verbiage that goes into football. So what is the off-ball technique? What does that mean?
So off-ball technique is basically instead of being like you see man-to-man, you still can play man-to-man, but you see people all up and close on the receiver. Off-ball is basically you're off the receiver. Usually you could play depending on position you are, but at corner, you're most likely 7 yards off. Your first keys are like a quarterback, and then you get your eyes back on the receiver. And then from there, you're locked onto him, or if you're a man. The off-ball is just basically you're off your receiver, and you're really coming down to make plays for off-ball. Usually that's when teams do little dink and ducks and stuff like that.
Great, man. Listen, that's perfect. That's exactly – and this is why I want to do these. I like this format right here because we get a chance to hear the mind of the player. And that's exactly what we're doing right now with Mr. Chase Lowery. All right. He's an Arkansas commit. And guys, if you're just tuning in, this is who we're talking to. Also, make sure you do follow us here and subscribe. And if you are just joining in on Facebook, make sure you start a watch party, as well as if you're on YouTube, share out that link to friends and family. I want everybody to learn, even if you're an Arkansas fan, even if you're not, you just get a chance to see how hard these young men work in this process of trying to go on to get to the next level. All right. Also, let me drop in a comment here. I saw a great one right here. I don't know if you know this person, but Miles Mays says state title, not settling for nothing less. Hashtag shutout. Huh?
Yes,
with two T's on there. So now let me ask you a question since he brought that up. You go to Frisco High School, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Frisco High.
Now have they ever won a state title there?
No, sir. Last year was one of our first year, was one of the farthest we made it in the playoffs in like 20-something years.
And how far was that?
We made to third round.
Third round. Awesome. Well, that's what it's all about, man. I love it. Now, was that a teammate of yours?
Yes, sir. He's out of the corner. Shout out.
I love. Hey, I got a corner. You got a corner. We're gonna serve him up in the middle of the block. If you get what I'm saying, I'm loving it, man. That's perfect. So now let's talk about. So we talked about the strengths, right? You talked about your ball skills, and you talked about those things. You want to work on more of your off-ball skills, meaning playing man from distance. Okay. So now let's jump right into this part of this in the recruiting process. Now, when you were being recruited, I know you dropped a top 8. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But before I do jump in there, because I got ahead of myself, let some of the guys know who are watching today, some of these recruits out here, maybe a 9th, 10th grader out here that's want to be in your shoes one day. How was the recruiting process just in general? How was that for you?
In general, I would say it was fun. It had ups and downs. It was fun overall. I would say one thing, advice to people who are watching recruits, be patient throughout the whole thing, because in the day your time will come, and just make sure you keep those bonds, don't burn any bridges. And then your head coach, you become best friends with your head coach, because at the end of the day, that's the guy college coaches will come and talk to you about you. And also just be a good, courteous person in the classroom and at school, because they might ask the teacher, custodian, or anything just about you.
Right. Yeah, and you're 100% correct, man. You're 100% correct. You know, like I say, when I was doing my head coaching thing, man, those guys come in, and I tell people this all the time. Head coaches are not going to lie for you, okay? And the reason they're not going to do that is because if it doesn't pan out, if I happen to lie for Chase, and Chase goes up there and does everything opposite of what I said, those coaches are not going to come back to that school because they don't trust me. Therefore, I'm hurting everybody else down the line. And a coach is not nobody's bigger than that, right? Yes, so they're not going to do that, okay? And so, like you said, you got to do the right thing, because again, at the end of the day, it's a lot of gentleman handshakes when it comes to recruiting and kids. Because I can see what you can do on film, but I have to take the coach's word for what you do off the film. Yes, are you a beast in the weight room? Are you serious in the classroom? Are you a good person? Is your character up to par? So you got to have that person that's going to speak up for you and be an advocate for you. And that's definitely going to help you in the process. All right. So real quick, in the recruiting process, so we talked about that ups and downs. What was one of the highest moments in your recruiting process? And then in return to that, what was one of the craziest things that happened in your recruiting process?
What is it? One of the highest points was when I would say when I first made my top, what was it, top 11. I would say that's one of my highest points, because that was a point where kind of came from basically having none, and then just to having an opportunity to basically pick and have all these opportunities to play for college somewhere for free. That would be one of my highest moments. One of the craziest moments was my first offer. My first offer was freshman year, and I'll say that was the craziest, because they didn't come. My friend, before I moved, was at Frisco. I was at Prestonwood, and I was still from Iowa State, and they came by the school looking at the other corner who was committed there, and we were doing like 40s in the morning and stuff, and I was running with him. And so then they came back and we did like a little scrimmage thing. And so after the scrimmage, our coach, like, he said, I forgot exactly, he said something, and then all the players knew before I did. And I got in a car with my dad and got a call. I called them and I announced my first offer. And I said that's one of my highest, but also one of the craziest things, because I was just a little freshman. I was like, me, like really, like me offer. It was a great moment. It was crazy though.
And that's good. And that was from what school?
Iowa State.
Iowa State, man. I got a good buddy, man, that works at Iowa State. Big shout out there to Mark Thurston. All right. He's one of the coaches there on the staff, man. So big shout out there to Coach Mark Thurston, man. I know he works with the defense. I'm not sure exactly what. I know he's doing recruiting. I think he's with D-line now. But that's my boy, man. We go back and we actually coach together. So, all right. So with all that being said, that's good. Let me drop through some of this. Demond Tiggs, man, appreciate your question. What does your offseason workout look like? We talked about it a little bit already about what he does. So quickly, just kind of go over there. What do you do? Because we talked about COVID, but what does your offseason workout look like? What do you do in the offseason?
Off-season workout. So if we're not at strength and conditioning, I have my own DB coach, or well, not own, but around the area. He's known. I usually work with him, and then I have some dumbbells and like a little rowing machine, and then I go in my house and I'll do some of that just to stay up to like in shape, and then also run, and then from time to time, and then play 7-on-7 one-on-ones with my friends. Just keeps me all in shape.
Gotcha. All right, so now let's go in and knock out this next part. So now let me get back to where I was trying to go with this. So you dropped your top 8. So you say you had an 11, you dropped it down to your top 8.
Yes,
now,
sir.
correct me if I'm wrong. You had Texas Tech, Michigan State, Purdue, Memphis, Pitt, San Diego State, Oregon State, and then Arkansas. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do something right quick. Arkansas, we already know, was in your finals because we know that.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have been the other 3 schools per se? Who would have been the other 3 schools out of those 8? So your top 4, rather. Oh, did he freeze on me?
You hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I'm here. Go for it. I don't know if you heard my question. Did you hear my last question? Uh-oh. The weather bad. Let's see. Did you freeze on me? I can hear him, but I don't know if you can you see me? Can you hear me?
You hear me, Coach? Now?
Yeah, I got you. I can hear you.
Some of the other schools I said were Michigan State, Purdue. It came out to the top. My last 3, which was Michigan State, Purdue, and Arkansas, and then that 4th one was Memphis. Those are the 4 it came down to.
Got you. So what was it? So let me ask you this then. So what was it about? What was it about Memphis that you liked? Just quickly, what was it that said, okay, I can see myself these top 4?
At Memphis, I got a good relation. I built a good relationship with Coach Silverfield and Coach Clark. Both of them. Coach Silverfield, the head coach. This was his first year, and Coach Clark. It wasn't his first year, but he's just a known DB coach. He was at Oregon before, and one of my friends who's at Oregon, he coached him a little bit, and he loved him, and I loved him when he was talking, like recruiting me and all that. Those were the 2 things I loved about Memphis, and I could see myself playing there because they were straight up.
Good. Now Purdue. What about Purdue?
Purdue. One thing I love Coach Brown. Me and Coach Brown had a good relationship. Also, some family in Indiana, so they can come see me if I went there and played. Those are 2 big reasons that when it came down, they were in it.
All right. And then last, before we get to the head honcho, we already know is, what about Michigan State with new head coach Mel Tucker?
Well, Michigan State, Coach Barnett came back to Michigan State. It was just coming back, and Coach Barnett was there back when Michigan State was a dog on defense. And then I could see myself playing Big 10 with them because he's just known for helping people, like developing players not in college and helping them go off to the NFL. And
Right.
also my friends, he committed there and he loved it. He's loved it. He was basically committed, been up there since he was little and just heard great things about the program.
Good, man. Well, like I said, that's huge right there. And like I said, Michigan State got a brand new coach, and Coach Mel Tucker. I know he kind of stepped in the hornet's nest here with his COVID-19, and that's kind of when you're a new coach, you definitely want to get out there and get out there real good. All right, let me go take a couple of comments right quick before we jump into the next piece of this. My man right here, brother Jay Blaze. Yo, what's good, Coach? Much love, man. Much love to you, man. And again, I appreciate you very much, man, for last week. Also, Big Shep 216 says, is he comfortable playing football with everything going on right now? So I guess that is a legit question. Are you comfortable as a football player saying, you know what? I know we all don't really know what's exactly going on, I guess. But are you comfortable saying, hey, I'm willing to go out here and play this game knowing everything that's going on with the virus?
Yes, sir. I sure am comfortable, especially my last season, just to show everything, show what I have. It just really wasn't really a doubt. It was just really a matter of when for me, when everything would start. But I'm real comfortable.
I got you. And what about your parents? Did they have any concerns in regard to the virus versus playing football? Was that ever a concern?
No, sir.
Gotcha. All right. And our last one before we hit this last piece is V Willie Promo says, did he get any offers from HBCUs? And if not, would he have considered one and which one? That's a three-part question right there now.
I didn't really get any lists from any HBCUs. But one that I would consider was most definitely Howard.
Howard. Okay. That's not the real HU though. I just want to let you know.
It's not real, but
it's not because you know what the real HU is called, right? You know what that is, right?
Pardon?
Hampton University. Come on, man. You got to do some research. I went to Hampton University. So the real HU is Hampton University, not Howard University. See, that's why I love this platform, because we get an opportunity to educate our young men on very pertinent information. And Howard University is not the real HU. It is Hampton University. So now you can take that. All right. So I'm just teasing with you, man. So now let me go in and jump on into this last question. Why Arkansas, man?
Arkansas, when it came down to it, when Coach Carter extended the offer, right when he extended it, since then he was persistent in making sure he kept contact. Everything was being straight up. He's like, I'm not gonna promise you any playing time, but like if you do, then you have a good chance of like coming in, playing. But then also new coach, trusted Coach Pittman. Coach Pittman, a great coach. Just talking to him over the phone since I haven't been able to see him. He makes you want to run through, like ready to strap up and play just on the phone. Great guy. But then also, you're playing the SEC West. You're playing dogs every week. You got to be ready. And then as a corner, I really don't think there's anything. You're playing NFL caliber guys almost every week. And I just wanted to go somewhere to help build a program, not just join a program. It was really that was a big factor in my whole recruiting process, and like helping build something up from the ground up instead of just joining a powerhouse or like joining a team and just becoming like part of the team, just helping like build it. That was one of the main reasons for ARC, and it's also just the environment around it and like the fans, community, support for ARC and everything.
That's great, man. I'm gonna pop a question up here for you real quick. Somebody asked, because I actually know Coach Pittman, man. I've dealt with him in recruiting when he was at Georgia and everything else. Great guy. Like you say, he fired up. And I'm 43. Yeah. He wanted me to put an old cleat on, man. So he's a fired up dude, man. All right. So real quick, I'm going to pop this question up they had up here. Jeff Savage, the fourth, says, who's your favorite player in your commit class outside of yourself from a football perspective and a person perspective? Good question.
I say my commitment class, Lucas Coley, he helped me. And Lucas Coley and Terry Wells, both of them, they helped me. They're also another big reason for Arkansas, because when I got down to this final list, that final three, I was asking commits who already committed, like why they choose that school. And Lucas and Terry really put a good picture in like why. They also made me they also hinted some of the reasons why I wanted to commit there to a school. And then it just from there, both of them were a big help in getting committed to Arkansas.
Got you, man. Well, that's awesome. Like you said, your folks are happy with that commitment as well.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, how far is that from you where you live? How far is Arkansas from you?
About a 4 or 5 hour drive. Not that far.
So they can get in the car, six times a year. You know what I mean? It's not too bad. They can go see their baby play. I understand. I totally understand. So all right. And so before we do this, man, we're gonna go ahead and get into breaking down your film part of this. But of course, Coach Hayes got to pay a little bills. So I'm gonna get you off and I'm gonna bring you right back. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and knock this out. Let's go ahead and get on into this part. Got to pay my bills here. All right, this segment of Coach Hayes Football is sponsored by Clean Team Get Right. Fellas, after you train, played, and battled on the field, you must clean up, get showered, and then get right with Clean Team Get Right. Get Right will have you right all day and night. Remember, being clean is everything. All right, man, so we paid those bills, and we out of here, man. So I'm going to bring my man back. Hey, it's part of the business. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back right quick. And again, guys, the product, it does smell great. Please make sure you check those guys out at getrightfragrance.com. They do an excellent job, man, with shipping and all of that stuff. And trust me, you will not be let down with that product. Okay, so we're gonna jump into this film right here. Now, this is where I like to get busy. I don't know about you. But this is what I want to get. This is what I want to see is going on now. All right. We're going to bring this in right here. We're going to bring you up. Okay. So now we're here on your film. Okay. What I want to do on this film as we talk about it here, all right, is I want you to tell us, we're going to walk through these plays, what you're thinking, all of those type of things. So we're going to start it off here. I'm going to play this one right here. And we go from there. So right now it is looks to be 3rd and 8 right now. Are you a down and distance guy? Are you a just play-to-play guy, or what? Formation guy? What?
This was more of a down and distance towards the end of the game. This was their Greenville's first playoff game. This is one of their favorite formations. They would roll out with the quarterback, and then that backside guy almost every time either did a slant or a post. At this time, it was like towards the end of the game, they needed to score. So it was more of a down and distance and also in mind of what was happening with the formation.
All right. So let's see how you play it, man. Let's see how you just check you out right quick. Okay. Good job. Now, I know now for all of you guys that don't know, I actually did his film. You're more than welcome to check it out on the channel. And I was so confused, man. I was like, that's not what the Cowboys play. You understand what I'm saying? So I was so confused on there. I'm like, man, that's not where the Cowboys play, man. All right. So now let's check out this right here. I'm a special team. I love my special teams because I always call it the forgotten 33% of victory. Okay. And that's where a lot of games are won and lost in special teams. I see you doing kick return. Is that something that Arkansas talked to you about as well?
Yes, sir. That defense in a little bit of slot. I'm going for scoring, but also Coach Pittman, one of the things he says, see Lil do it all in high school, but hey, when you come here, don't expect just defense. A little bit might be thrown in a little bit of slot and return game. So
what? Okay. Yeah. Well, I did pull up your defensive highlights, man. So I'm not gonna have too much on here from offense because I didn't know that. See, I should have done my research, man. Matter of fact, the whole research team, all y'all over there, everybody's fired. All right. I'll bring y'all back next week. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about this. Let's look into it. Okay, so here you go. Talk to us.
This was Melissa. This was our first game of the season, and we needed a big, we were down 14-0. We just needed a big, basically, energy boost. And when I saw the bounce, because the bounce kick, especially on the kickoff, when I got it and everything opened up, just had to hit the seam real quick.
That's it, man. One thing I liked about that play right there at the very end that you did extremely well was right here. A lot of guys panic right here in this little tunnel, right? A lot of guys want to try and take this and try and cut and get back out here. You just hit the gas and split them and outran them, and that's what it's all about right there. That's the best part of that whole play to me. You hit the gas, and I'm out of there, man. I love that part, okay? All right, so here we go. We're at the top up here. Let me ask you this. Does your DB coach talk to you about leverage?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so right now it's 4th and 14, looks to be 4th and 14. He's at the bottom of the numbers. You're at the bottom of the numbers. All right. So what does your coach say to you in regards to leverage?
Well, usually the leverage, if he's outside like that, he said most of the time leverage is inside leverage, unless it's just, well, mainly if it's doubles, unless it's trips, because like you can line up over the top or shade over the top of him, because most of the time in trips, if he's that far out, he's either doing one or two, especially on a long distance play, he's either doing a fade, a post, or some type of fade post action, or like a deep comeback. And so you can line up with him, so you can you can be ready to like use the sideline as your boundary and help. Use the sideline as your help.
I got you. Let's see how it works out for you. Let's check it out. There you go. There go your fade ball. That's what you're talking about. And see, and that's what I like about it. This is why I want to get into the mind of the player, so people can really understand these guys are not out here just running around like chickens with their head cut off. You got to have a mind inside the helmet, man. All right, here we go. Let's talk to us a little tight. Y'all cameraman will be tight on it, boy. All right, here we go. Little rollout play. You gave him one. I see you. You hit him with the hit stick, dog?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm loving it. Now, I like this outside leverage on the top of the numbers. I'm loving it.
This play, the reason he threw it, the outside receiver actually, because my friend plays for them, he ran the wrong route. It was supposed to be, because that's why that's why you see a guy just go a fade, because right when it happened, right when the play, he said hut, the quarterback just looked and was about to throw it, so that's why I just jumped, because he was supposed to run a little hitch and he ran a fade instead. So that's why me and the safety just jumped right away.
Perfect, man. I got you. All right. So now I guess it's you at the top of the screen. Yep. So would you consider this off-ball coverage right here, like you were talking earlier?
Yes, it turned into off-ball. I remember this play. We were playing at this point. It was it was third down. We were playing cover 4 in this play, and then when it motioned away, it just had me locked on.
Gotcha.
And then, since like I said earlier, they usually do a deep slant or post when they go away. So
yeah, I can tell you guys play a lot of quarters, man. Is that something that they do at Arkansas? Great team.
They do quarters. They do a lot of they like to match it up. Then they do a couple of quarters too.
Gotcha. I thought this was an excellent play by you. One, okay, now this is what the difference between off ball and playing press coverage. I like the fact we talk about leverage, your inside leverage of this guy, and then you use your offhand, right? Because, boom, I like the fact that, boom, you're right there. You never look back. Once you got him secured, right, the guy could be running right behind you, but that's not your job. You understand? Mm-hmm. And that's what I like, the fact how you handle that. I love the way your hand position. I personally would get a little bit low in his hip, but I get it. I totally understand, man. Right? Like you said, the guy running, he almost to the one. But that wasn't your job. Your job was to play him, man. And I thought you did an extremely great job with that from a fundamental standpoint.
This was I remember this play.
Great breakup, man. And then quarters, like most people know, once it gets beyond 10 yards, man, what it does is it turns into man. You know what I mean? It turns into man defense.
That was more of a that last play. It was more of like a 3 kind of read, because the person who ran the post on that was a slot.
Gotcha.
And so I had to pick him up.
Hey, you notice what I like right here now. Hold up. I love the hitting part. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to say this. Oh, give him one. That stink. I ain't going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you this. Now, I'm going to say this because I said this in your film when I broke it down, okay? It looks like you guys are playing, again, another form of quarters. So the deal is when you see this and you come off, I noticed that, see right here, I stopped it. Ball is still in hand. You get ready to come off, and sometimes a player got to make a player move, right? Mm-hmm. And I get it. And I'm not mad at you. I always say this. It's called a be right play. You better be right or you're going to be on the bench. So I'm not mad at you, right?
Yes, sir.
But always be aware of that guy right there, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you're not. Again, I'm using you as a tool to teach others as well who may watch this later. So You know what I mean? I thought you did a great job right here. Sometimes you got to just use your instinct and make a play, man. I think that's what you did. Great job. And you served him up in the process. That's what I'm talking about. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. We're going to look through a couple more of these, man. I just want to get your mindset. And I wish I'd have known about the receiver thing. So for everybody over there fired, I already fired them already. All right. I would have put some offensive clips on here, but I did look at your defensive highlight. Look at this here. Oh, the one handy. What you going to do with it, though? What you going to do with it, dog? What you going to do with it? You going to score?
When
Are you going to score? Hey, hold up, man. If you're going to be a DB out here now, you got to know what to do with the ball when you get it in your hand, Chase. Huh? I'll just tease you, man. That's a great job, man. But, I mean, that's an excellent job by you. There's one play on here that I want to really see. I think you do a great way to come off your guy and make the tackle. Great job. Special team off the bounce.
Oh, this came here.
Let's go. Let's go, 4. Let's go, 4. What you gonna do, 4? You gonna set him up?
Oh yeah, hey, there's a lot of people. It was a one blocker, 4 people. I live another day.
I got you. Now I'm gonna show you some of the difference between good and greats now. Watch this. You said that. If you stick your foot in here behind him, watch this. I'm just showing you. I guarantee you make these fat boys slow down. That's 76. He ain't got a chance. You make him slow down, right? You definitely going to outrun him. Now, this guy, see, so it's all about setting up the block too, and the blocker doesn't even realize it. And that'll come in time. The more times you do it, the more experience you get. But the faster you get to the sideline, this dude is your enemy right here. That white line is your enemy. Yes, so if you would have just stayed right here just a little bit, trust me, these guys are like heat-seeking missiles. Wherever you go, they're going to go, right? So if you go inside, they're going to slow down and go outside. They don't know you're going to put your foot back in the ground and get back outside. So just that one little hesitation to make fat boys slow down right here, all right? And I'm not trying to be funny, guy. That's just a football term. Big guys, we call them fat boy, all right? And then so now your lead blocker only has to take care of the quarterback, okay? And then you got a chance. So that's just a little food for thought when you get it. Because see how your lead blocker had to take on the big guy when you could have just outran him by making him stop his feet.
Mm-hmm.
See, watch this. If you stuck your foot in the ground, 76, stop his feet, and now you go get the quarterback and you get on in there. But that's just food for thought, man. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy for you, man. All right, let's check this out. It was one of these plays I want to see that I really enjoy, and I want to make sure people get a chance to see it. Here it is right here. Great way to play the 2 verticals, man. And here I'm going to say this. What are you taught about 2 verticals? How are you taught to play that?
I was taught to play split. So in that instance was a little it was a little bit of a bust. So I had to end up playing because I was really locked on here, but then I saw the tight end just roll out. But so it turned into basically just splitting, taught just to split the 2 verticals, but stay a little bit closer to one because it's harder to turn. It's harder to speed turn and turn around if you get too close to that second slot or something. And it's easier to go forward than it is backwards. So I stay a little bit closer to the outside receiver, and then just split them at the distance and still make sure you're still over the top.
Great job here, man. Like I said, that's being a player's play. That's not your job. But sometimes you got to make a player's move. You know, it is second and it's only 2nd and 5, but you make a player's move. Little bust in the coverage. Boom. You get between them. Go make a play on it. And you break it up. Yep, break it up. Now it's 3rd and 5. They're in a total different mindset. All right, we got a little man coverage here, it looks like. Yeah, I see you, Chase. You corrected it.
It's my DM moves.
Yeah, you corrected it because I think on your film, when I broke it down, I was like, no. And then you fixed it at the end on that spin move right there. And you did an excellent job with that, man. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out right quick because I do want to go ahead. We want to finish this piece out. What happened to my face? Did my face go away?
It's only at the top.
Oh, man, I guess I'm that ugly, man. My face all messed up, man. But anyway, hey, it happens. All right, so they're not here for me anyway. They're here for you. Let's go through a couple of questions right quick, man, that we had. I think your tape was exciting. All right. Big Shep 216 said that boy a playmaker. That is definitely true. He also says, when you clean, it's everything. That's right, baby. When you clean, it's everything. Okay. We got a little hate up in here. Lakers all day dope. Now, this is one of my, and I don't know if you noticed, I'm a Hurricane fan. I'm from Miami originally, so I'm a Cane fan. They about to trying to take over the building, and they say, hey, coach, you need to get some of these Miami players on here. Well, I'm going to work on it, man. Lakers all day. I need you to help me out with that. All right. Also, I don't know if you know this gentleman or not here, but he says, I almost went to Hampton, coach. Thanks for the love. You know who that is?
Yes, sir. It's
Pop. Who is that? Huh?
My dad.
That's your dad, man. All right. He sound like a cool dude if he almost went to Hampton. Okay. Yes, all right. And then let me see here. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna put these on the guys and they're talking a little trash in the. I don't know if you know a Big Double D. But, he talking trash a little bit. All right, so anyway, let me get into this part. I don't know why my face is all cut off. Who cares? It ain't about me. It's all about you. So we're gonna make it happen. We're on the last part of this, and I like to play a little game with some of my guys that's on here. And it's called one word answer. So I'm gonna say something to you, maybe a sentence, a phrase, and you give me the first thing that pops to your mind. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go now. When you need somebody to talk to, who is that?
Dad.
Dad. Okay, love it. All right. Which coach during your playing time, which coach influenced you the most?
Say Coach Warble, my Pee Wee coach.
Why is that?
Just he helped me find my passion and love for football, and I was there basically when I needed him or anything when I was little.
Good. Now, what's his name again? Say his name again.
Coach Wargle, Coach Matt Wargle.
Matt Wargle?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Coach Matt Wargle, from coach to coach, man, thank you very much for instilling certain things and being in this young man's corner when he needed you. So I appreciate you, Coach, man. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Next, the number 3 is head coach of Arkansas, Sam Pittman.
Fired up.
Fired up.
Okay. He's always fired up.
He's always fired up. He is always fired up, man. He's always fired up. Okay. I'm going to try your spirit right now. Let me see if they got this right, I might bring the research team back. Your rival, Wakeland High School.
Our rival first, Reedy, I would say.
Your rival is
for football. It's Reedy.
God, oh y'all fired.
For basketball, it's Wakeland for sure.
All right, so here you go. Let's rewind that. Reedy High School, one word. Your daddy and mama watching now, so.
I would say a letter, just an L. L.
Yes, sir.
This year is what can happen. L. That's all I have to say.
You said L, dog. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. L. All right. Here it is. It's game day. You're in the locker room. You're getting yourself focused. Everything's right. Coach then gave his let's win one for the Gipper speech. Okay. What's playing in your headphones right now?
What's playing? I'll say I'll put on some J. Cole before the game. Always.
J. Cole. All right. Now I'm really gonna try your spirit. You said J. Cole.
Yes, sir.
I need a bar, dog. I need a bar.
Bar is saying one of my commitments. Do you want to be happy? Always, J. Cole.
Do you want to be happy?
Yes, sir.
I love it, man. And if you didn't get a chance to see his commitment video, I thought it was pretty cool. It's on your Twitter page, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll put that out there. All right, and the last but not least, man, what's your favorite YouTube channel out here, man?
Favorite YouTube channel?
Yeah. If you're on board on a Saturday or whatever, Tuesday night, and you're on YouTube, what's the first thing you're clicking on?
I'll say probably Destroying. And Coach Haynes.
Coach Haynes football, man.
It's both of y'all, Coach. I watch it. You see Coach Haynes. And then after Coach Haynes, you got put on Destroying after, but Coach Haynes is always first.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, and a shout out to Destroying, man. He does a great job. He a younger guy than me, man. I can't do some of the stuff he do out there, man. He out there running routes with you guys. I'm old, man. I might need crutches by the time I finish that stuff. But I do like Destroying, man, to be honest with you. And he's in the area I'm in, on Orlando area. So if anybody watching this, put a shout out to Destroying for me, man. I've been trying to get in contact with him anyway, man. All right. So like I say, he's got a very great channel, interesting channel. He does a lot of good things. I've seen him go out and take kids on shopping sprees and buy them cleats and all that stuff, man. So he is a pretty cool guy, man. His YouTube channel is pretty good. But Chase did say he watches Coach Hayes football first. Yes, so I just want to make sure I put that out there, man. All right. So with all that being said, I know my face is all jacked up, and I don't know why. I can't fix it right now without having to maybe destroy anything. Get it? Destroy. So anyway, for people who would like to follow you, where can they follow you on Twitter?
Chase _Lowery 14.
All right, Chase _Lowery 14, as well as what about on Instagram?
Chase.w.l.
Chase.w.l. And that's perfect, man. All right. Also, if you would like to follow, we're going to kind of conclude this thing here in a little bit. We've been rolling, man, having a great time. Time has actually gotten away from me a little bit. Right here, we got Mr. Mark Cook says, so glad you're a hog, Chase.
Thank you.
All right. And then so for me, right here, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. For those that are on Instagram, if you want to find me on Instagram and Facebook, it is Coach Hayes Football. All you do is type that in. You'll see my logo up there with my arms crossed. As well as on Twitter, it is Coach Hayes FB. Okay. So with all that being said, I do want to say something here at the very end. A little bit of sad news, and not to be a downer, but I do want to dedicate this show and this episode to a former player of mine who happened to pass away. His name was Kasimbi Archer. He passed away early this morning in a bad car accident. So I do want to just say, he was an excellent player, excellent person. He graduated high school, went on to play in the military. He went on to go to the military, came back, and he had children and everything. And my heart goes out to him and his family. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, from Coach Hayes and to the Archer family and the other people who happened to lose their life in that car accident, man, my deepest condolences. And just know that my prayers are with you and your family. And he was number one. So number one, you'll always be loved, especially from Coach Hayes, man. And I appreciate you, man. All right. So Chase, man, with all that being said, I thank you so much for coming, spending your Tuesday night with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And so with all that being said, is there anything you'd like to say in conclusion with anything before we get out of here?
I shout out my team, Frisco High, and then Coach Harbor.
All right, man. Well, shout out to you guys, man. And I appreciate it. And guess what? We'll holler at you.
Thank you.